So in a previous video, I showed you how to sync all of your personal files with File Explorer so that you can navigate and work with all your files in a more traditional way. Now, you can also do that same thing with all of your shared or team drives. Now, you might find that that is actually where you do most of your work and not in the personal area. So for example, for myself, every time I make teaching resources, I'm working within the shared faculty computing folder. So if you want to sync this folder with your computer with File Explorer, it's absolutely possible. All you need to do is click on the sync tool at the top. And then for me, I'm getting this because I've synced it before. I've just unsynced it for this video. So I'll click use this folder. You won't get that message. So you'll just click sync and then it'll just go, yep, it's synced, no problem. So what that's now done, and it's very quick. If I go to my File Explorer, I've now got this section here, which is, it's got a different icon because it's sort of the business or the company that you might work for. And then below it, you've got the shared drive you've just synced. Now, there is one downside with this, which I'll go over in a moment. So it works the same way. So you can see there's some things still syncing, and very soon it will become a direct copy of this here. So they're going to become direct copies of each other. And then you can choose which way you want to interact with these files, either through File Explorer or through the OneDrive experience through a browser. Now, the caveat: if your group of people, whoever you're sharing this drive with, are big users of Microsoft Teams, there is one downside that Microsoft haven't ironed out yet, which you just need to be aware of. And if you and your team are aware of it, it's very, very easy to avoid the problem that could be caused. So to show you, this here is the same team. So this is the computing team. And you can see lots of the channels, general, admin, assessments, marry up to these folders, and that's designed to happen on purpose. So effectively, when you make a channel in a team, it's creating a folder in that shared drive. That's brilliant. That works really well. Now, some people do all of their file navigation through Teams, and you can do that. You don't need to go through File Explorer or OneDrive in the cloud if through a browser. You can just go to Teams to access all these files by sort of clicking General and Files, or I don't know, Key Stage 4 files, and you'll still get this experience of accessing these files. Now, the downside: if I make a new channel, so add a channel here, and I'll make test example channel. Very quickly, it will appear. There you go. You've just seen it appear. It will appear in here, because anybody that stores files in this files area, they'll appear in here, and it's all synced up, and that works perfectly. The problem is, this is only one way at the moment. If you make a channel, it makes the folder. However, if you make a folder, it doesn't make the channel. So a great example of this is, here we've got a year 7 folder that somebody's made, but they made it through this area here. So you can see I don't have a year 7 channel. So accessing those files through Teams becomes very difficult. Now, there is a workaround and things which I could show you, but being honest, the best thing to do, well, you've got two options. One, you could set up a very clear structure. So for example, here, Key Stage 3, 4, 5, whatever it is within your team or your faculty or class, set it all up and then tell people not to make any new channels, or you could disable them from making channels, which I'll show you in the team skill videos. So they will have to stick to that structure, and then you tell them if they sync it, don't make any new folders in this route. If I go into an area like Key Stage 4 and I make a folder, that's absolutely fine, because that will make the folder inside there. But what we don't want is this scenario where there's some files that exist that you can't access in Teams, and that's what we've got here. So I've got some files down here, look, and I've got that year 7 folder there. None of those files are easily accessible in Teams, and that leads people to confusion, because they'll think, oh, I've done that file, but where is it? And it's just the way this works. So one alternative is being strict on this, And the other is don't sync entire shared drives. Your other option is sync channels. So if, for example, there's a certain channel that you use a lot, so here you go, meetings and presentations, I genuinely do use that quite a lot. So if I go inside there and then I press sync, what that's done, if you hadn't guessed already, is that synced just that channel from that team. So it says the digital strategy team, meetings and presentations. Now I can't go wrong with this, because if I edit anything in here, that's going to sync perfectly every time. So it's up to you which way you would go. I think the bulletproof way, where people won't go wrong, is you tell people don't sync whole teams, just sync the channels that they work with the most, because they can still access all the other files through the browser or through Teams or any other method they want to access those files. But it will stop the chance of any of those little issues occurring, which I have seen them give people headaches in the past. So I'll say that again, don't sync whole teams, just sync the channels from the teams that you use the most.